Very good afternoon. Welcome to Oslo, the Holmenkollen Festival of 2013, and one of the big days. And there, some of the people who were camping out overnight to be ready for this moment. The men's 50-kilometer mass start classic. Mike Dixon alongside myself, David Goldstrom, with 74 competitors from 20 nations about to start. Mike, this is the journey.
What a journey it is, David, as well. It's 50 kilometres, all on this 8.3 kilometre track. This is a crucial point, well, further on, up to 3 kilometres, that marker, or camera 2, if you like. And every time they come up there, David, there's some bonus points to be won. So that's going to be a hugely tactical part. And then there's recovery after that. So there will be attacks on that top of that major climb. And then the undulating terrain, not easy. The athletes are saying this is still one of the, if not the toughest in terms of the structure of the course, one of the toughest ever on the calendar, this 50-kilometre here.
Well, if you're very quick and you fancy a bet, then Dario Colonia is the 7-4 favourite, really hot favourite. Legkov of Russia at 11-4, Hellner of Sweden at 4-1, along with Peter Northug, Alexjanin 14-1 for Russia, Chernusov 30, Lukas Bauer from the Czech Republic 30-1 as well, and Poltaranin at 40-1, which seems a bit generous to me. Well, as Mike said, it's a tough course, particularly in these snowy conditions, more snow overnight, and bonus points, well, there are plenty of them at stake, and they're really important in the run for home in the World Cup standings for 2013. So on a snowy Saturday afternoon in Holmenkollen, 70 men are about to push themselves for the second time this season in a 50-kilometre marathon test in classic stride and glide. Mike Dixon alongside myself, David Goldstrom, and there is the man, Peter Northug, now only 23 points behind the man who is immediately, there he is, Dario Colonia, the World Cup leader, and Northug has made it very clear after his polling fest in Drammen that he's after the World Cup title, and Colonia should have plenty to worry about there. Chernusov, where is 5-9 in the background. Sundby, who wasn't well enough to go in the World Championship 50, good to see him here, and they are under starters' orders.
Well, off they go. So in these conditions, David, I think the journey's going to be, what, at 2 hours 10 to 2 hours 18. It's difficult to say. It's soft and slow conditions. And what's going to happen next? Remember, at the World Championships, there was an attack very early on in the race, and I'm just wondering how to win this one. Is it possible for that to happen again? I'm not sure it is on this course.
Well, I think it's a very different race. It's very unusual to have two 50-kilometre mass start classic races in one season and within a couple of weeks of each other. And it's important also to say that Johan Holsen, the hero of the World Championships, leading for the best part of 40 kilometres, an amazing feat which has put him into the history books as far as 50-kilometre races are concerned. Not here, not taking part. He's saving his powder for Falun at the end of the season. So here we see them getting away, and Colonia wears bib number 1, and early on he's right up there. Not so much contesting for the lead, but just getting his rhythm and keeping himself out of trouble early on whilst they sort themselves out. Now the journey, Mike, let's just go through that a little bit more. The journey on this particular track is 6 times round an 8.3 kilometre loop, and this is tough terrain. Every 50-kilometre race at Holmenkollen is a real test.
Look at the climb. Look way back down. This is the upper part of the city in the background, and this is the test. I just noticed that the Val di Fiemme total climb was a little more at 1,968 meters. Today we're climbing, or they're climbing, over 1,914 meters, and a lot of that is coming in direct, huge climbs. Unlike Val di Fiemme, it was constantly up and down and twisty, curvy. Less twisty, less technical track, so it's just pure physical grind in this, the freestyle technique.
Mind you, this isn't one for the purists, is it? Because if we rewound in history, you know what would be happening now. We'd actually be seeing this in time trial. That's the blue ribbon, isn't it? That all the Norwegians of the older generations would say, this isn't real. This is not a real 50 kilometers. The real 50 kilometers is an individual time trial.
And that, David, what a difference that makes. You against the clock, setting off 30 seconds behind the athlete in front of you. So it really is only you over the terrain. This is very different. And number 4 there, of course, Petter Northug, for those who follow cross-country. What a legend he has been in this modern cross-country ski racing, and he's been accused of just hiding in the pack and then striking at the very end. And he alluded to that, I think you covered that one last weekend in Lahti, where he has now kind of changed his idea of cross-country racing, and he can win time trial races. And he really wants to win here again today, David.
And just a little update, if you're wondering why Petter Northug's in today's field and Johan Olsen is not. If Petter Northug's recovered, why can't Johan Olsen? Well, he got a cold after Val di Fiemme and is still not fully recovered. So he's concentrating on getting ready for Falun next weekend, the World Cup final. And also, I should mention Hellner, although the bookmakers had him in at 4-1, he's not here either because he's had back problems. And that's the reason why 2 of the top Swedes are not actually involved.
That's a real pity. And Olsen, well, was it the effort that he put himself through at the World Championships? You mentioned it, leading for 40 kilometers. It's amazing. David, just on the left of picture, 66, Pensinen, Antti Pensinen. That's a lot of athletes he's had to fight his way through to get to the front, and same with the Frenchman on the right. That's for Perrelet. That's a lot of athletes to get through.
It is, and Pensinen, better known as a sprinter, but this is Oslo, this is the Holmenkollen. Come rain, come shine, come fog, come snow, they're out there, many of them overnight around the trail. For them, this is the big race. And just sorting themselves out there, and there you've got the World Cup leader, Dario Cologna. Now, what's really important about this race is the fact that there are bonus points. And in a way, some people like this, some people don't, because there's an inevitability about the way that these bonus points actually distort somebody having a long-term tactic in the race. And the bonus points, they come up at 3 kilometers, 11.3, 19.6, 27.9, 36.3 and 44.6. And at that point, if you cross the line in first place, 15 points, then 12, then 10, all the top 10 get bonus points. And those bonus points are valid for the overall World Cup, the Distance World Cup, and the BMW X-Drive bonus prize for the end of the season. And so with 6 opportunities, it means that you could gain another 90 points in addition to the 100 that are unavailable for this race, for winning this race. That's a huge amount of points, and you've got to think that Petter Northug will be thinking of actually trying to grab as many of those points. But there is a danger in rushing up all the time. Can you do that 6 times?
It's going to be incredible. And I did notice that Petter Northug in behind the yellow, or he's moved to his right now. He was just watching what Dario Cologna does, because, of course, those two have a major battle for the overall title.
So, they're wearing the red bib, by the way. Apologies for not picking him out. That, of course, is Alexander Legkov, who leads the distance rankings, and that's why he's wearing the red bib. And he's one of the favourites for today, but he's been found wanting when the pace comes on at the end of these distance races. And I think, Mike, the only way that Legkov's going to win this is to choose a point. It might be 4 kilometres from home, it might be more, to try and make a really strong break, because he's got to break the sprinting speed of someone like There you can see Legkov ahead of Northug. He's got to break Northug's sprinting speed.
Oh, totally. And poor Legkov, he's finished 4th so many times in his racing career. And of course that was the case at the World Championships, which was in the classic technique.
800 metres to the first bonus points.
Oh, it's picking up, David, and Peder Northug is positioning himself beautifully as always. He reads the terrain so well, and when to make his attack, when to make his move. It's a fast pace, David, but that's the thing with these extra bonus points. It's not a slow first 3 kilometres to get into the race and your technique and your feeling.
So Legkov for Russia, then Peder Northug in the red for Norway, Dario Colonia for Switzerland wearing the yellow bib. Those the 1, 2, 3. And spinning round, wearing 26, Noah Hoffman of the United States in a black race suit there, not to be confused with the black of Switzerland, which has got silver bits on the side. And Hoffman's a good sprinter.
David, I'm so happy to say that Andrew Musgrave has fought his way up to the front. And is he at the very, very front? Ah, well done, Andrew. Well done, Muzzy. Go for it.
There he is wearing 57, but Legkov now sprinting with Peder Northug as they come up this hill. They're going towards the bonus points. There's Dario Colonia and 44. That is Adrien Mougel of France in there. And there is the red line. Here they come, and now they're all positioning themselves. Remember, 15 points first man across the line, 12 points second man across the line, third gets 10 points, and so on down to 1 point for the man who crosses the line in 10th place. And it's Northug who's going to lunge, and that is cheeky.
Do you look at the way he just looked over to Legkov and said, yeah, you tried? I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, he really can annoy those around him. Andrew Musgrave, 7th at that point. Well done. Points, extra points.
Yeah, just having a look at that. Was Colonia in 3rd place?
Just getting a quick look at this.
I think Colonia was in 3rd place, which means that...
Yes, he was.
Yeah, so that's 5 points. So now, mathematically, the World Cup gap is down from 23 to 17.
Oh. Do you know, and David, this is going to be a huge attack for both Colonia and Northug. Northug clearly stated yesterday in a press statement that, yeah, his aim is to pick up all of these bonus points.
Now, what's your take on something else here as you see this? Well, we'll have a look at this again. Here's a little moment. There's Colonia on the right. Hey-ho. Because Legkov, of course, has been putting pressure on Northug all through the season, trying to upset him, and their confirmation of the points. The thing I was going to just ask you about, Mike, your take on the fact that they can change the skis 5 times here. Now, in the World Championships, it was only 3 times.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, and they've made it a little more difficult if you do want to change. So you're being penalised by having to ski a little further, even more so than at the World Championships. So you're being asked to loop back around and then come into the changeover zone. So there is a disadvantage in terms of distance, but a huge advantage because newly waxed skis are absolutely faster than a pair that's just completed 10 kilometres.
Yeah,
or 8 kilometres.
How does this work between a strong nation like Norway with 18 servicemen, all the money and all the skis, and the smaller nations who just don't have those resources?
That, again, it's a money. It's like Formula One. You have a beautiful fast car and a mega team to keep that beautiful fast car fast. It is disadvantage if you can only afford, say, 1 car. It is a disadvantage. Andrew Musgrave in there and Andrew Young. The cost to bring people up here is huge, and that's why I think it's great that Muzzy and Andrew Young are doing so well in this very competitive sport. Yeah,
but how many sets of skis could he have prepared for him? Because you know that, taking a set of skis and re-preparing it can take, depending on where the wax cabins are, can take 40 minutes.
It can do, and well, I know that Muzzy, of course, will have up to 20 pairs of skis. He's doing so well, and of course the 4th position at Junior World Champs has enabled him to certainly be noticed by sponsors. So in that sense, there's enough skis, but you're right, the manpower to prepare them, you need so many people working for you.
Takes a bit of pressure off the serviceman, doesn't it, if you can change 5 times?
Yeah, it does in a sense, and it gives, the skis have been tested thoroughly over the last, for the Norwegian team over the last couple of weeks here, so they know what conditions, what base, what wax works the best. the pace is still strong here, David. It's a twitching pack here. Nobody's settling down to a slow, comfortable pace.
Here's a two-time winner.